Nasit fatet nasil falun. Fakakalut sutaful wai. And I think this is starting to get its own little flavor. Sawakwe la nali. Tamit han tafa minam sakami. Fakakalut sutaful wai. Nasit fatet nasil falunam. Kind of cool. YouTube, welcome back. We're going to do a little bit more work on our Creole Salah. What do we call this Creole again? I completely forget. Salal Salah. Anyway, I don't know anything, but sometimes it's amusing. So why don't we jump into the work itself? All right. Lucy will have fun editing that little intro, I'm sure. So we have our little poem, and what we need to do is now take it back a little bit towards Lenethailef and start to add some of our case endings. So let's look at modern Lenethailef. So old Lenethailef has a very, very elaborate ablaut series and craziness going on. Modern Lenethailef has basically this case ending system. So for words that end in a consonant, we have these endings. Oops, I have to make this bigger. Actually, you know what I'll just do? I'll just repeat the case names here. There we go. So if you end in a vowel, you get these endings. If you end in a consonant, you get these endings. So we can import some of these case endings into the Creole as it gets to its later forms. Right. So let's see. Nominative and genitive are unmarked. Accusative is E. So let's take this and let's put it somewhere else. So these are modern Lenethailef case markings. So actually we have some syncretism. So the similitive and comitative are the same. And I guess that's all. And the locative and instrumental are the same. So these might be something like prepositional 1 and prepositional 2. I could see them getting renamed, something like that. But anyway, we'll keep them as they are. All right. So if you cross the river. So we have an accusative here. Nali. I think maybe a yod after E is risking irrelevance. So we can just leave that as is. Properly it would be this. Nali. But I don't see that being very useful contrast. Nali versus Nali. So I don't see that making it. So we'll just say that that after E there's an allomorph. Great. Sawakwe la Nali. Tamit han tafa mi sakam. And then this would get E as accusative. Fakakalut tafulwa. So this could get accusative. Fakakalut taful wai. Nasit fatet nasil falun. And this I think far from. I don't know if we want to put this in the accusative or if we want to give it a special kind of case. Like we could use something like, I don't know what we're going to call this case. It's a bit weird. I just want to call it prepositional, like Russian. But then this is also kind of prepositional, so I don't know which one we would use. Maybe falun num. We could just call it a locative. Far with respect to the feeling of my heart's pain. Something like that is what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Russians like, am I a joke to you? So then we get Sawakwe la Nali. Tamit han tafa misakami. Fakakalut taful wai. Nasit fatet nasil falunam. And one thing that we actually get in modern Lenethailef is possession expressed with the dative. And so if that's the case, we might start to do something like minum. So we call this like the dative genitive. Well, we can keep calling it the dative, but maybe with people only. I don't know. There are some things we can do to make this a bit more fun. There was a Lenethailef in Sakrat-Qal, but it very, very quickly merged with the nominative for phonological reasons. Just the erosion of the endings made them associative. I like that. Let's call this associative. Thank you, Galactic Sand. Yeah, so as far with respect to heart's pain, and we could probably put in my heart's pain if we wanted to be. I think that we should introduce like a future, some future morphology here. So what we could do is we could take the verb to want, which is a great source for futures, which is su, and we could put it here. Fakakalut sutafulwai. And I think this is starting to get its own little flavor. Sawakwe lanali, tamidhan tafa minam sakami. Fakakalut sutafulwai. Nasit fatet nasil falunam. Kind of cool. I don't know. I really love this line here. Tamidhan tafa minam sakami. The difference in the accentuation, the stress patterns. Tamidhan tafa minam sakami. It just something about that I like. Sawakwe lanali. Tamidhan tafa minam sakami. Fakakalut sutaful wai. Nasit fatet nasil falunam. I almost want to make this into a nice poem and have it conform to some constraints, but I think we're nearing the end of our session today, so probably not a good idea. I kind of like this. I think I should write down a few notes about decisions. So one, we reintroduce some Lenethailef case markers, num, genitive, yeah, accusative, locative, or we could just call this oblique, I think, in the case of what is the name of this? Salal Salah. Why can't I remember that? Salal Salah. It's like the other case. And so let's rename this genitive. We have some cool proclitics. We have ta, the negative. We have sa, if. So we have su, the future. And yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is kind of cool. Oop. Chat, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this matter? Oh, we have la, the specific determiner. I think we'll need this. Lale malit kas maliti. This is really cool. I like this. I like this language. Lale malit kas maliti. Let's see what else we can translate. We had a chicken thing, right? Don't watch others eating chickens. Tasukala noa fakaki. I think what I might do is research some other cool Creole grammaticalization pathways and see if we can figure out any ways of introducing them into Salal Salah. Yes, I got it. Salal Salah. This is going to be hard for me. You see, I'm writing it down here, although I've forgotten the schwas. It'll take schwas down here, right? Yes, it will. Oh, and it looks nice. Salal Salah. All right. Can we translate anything else before we go? What else do we have? We don't have a ton of Lenethailef. What we need to do, and this is, I don't know what your thoughts are, chat. Please let me know. We're going to have a stream where we just sort of compose some texts. So I think we may have to do that. If that's something that would interest you, I mean, I would love to do it along with you. I don't like to do any heavy lifting on these languages by myself. Not because Not because I don't enjoy it, but because I want to involve you in the process as much as possible. We could translate some Eustamiae. That's true. All right, let's take a text from Eustamia, and we have, where is it? Here it is. All right. So we have our nice Chaska Papayawi. And let's see. I don't think we have raven so this is the fable of the raven and the swan. So why don't we at least try translating the title? So raven and swan. We don't have words for either raven or swan in Proto-Sakrat. Maybe they don't exist in the Sakrat homeland, so maybe we'll have to borrow them from Lenethailef. So if we're going to do that, we need to get back to Lexergy, and we need to evolve them into Lenethailef. Where on earth are my sound changes? There we go. Lenethailef sound changes coming up. And then let's go to our lexicon. Let's find crow, Sakrat-Qal in Sakrat-Qal, and swan is just Payawi. It's impossible to predict what they're going to come out with. Did I do something wrong? I must have done something wrong. Apologies. I must have miscopied it or something. Oh, chat. What are we going to do? Yeah. Let's copy it right. Let's find out what these words are. Huask and Faya. I think maybe we even knew that already. That's fine. Okay, so Huask and Faya. Where? All right, so we have Huask and Faya. Looks like we can't have consonant clusters at the end. Not that that really comes up in what's it called, in Kra Nzlor. So then this will turn into Huas, probably something like Huas. And Faya, I think, is good as it is. And then we need an and. Do we have an and? Ma. Okay. Friends, I'm at that point in the day where I can't even find anything on my own desktop. So it could be. So Sparsh points out asks, why isn't it Huasuk? And the reason was just sort of intuition. So maybe it could also be Huaska. It all just depends on things we haven't really made decisions about yet, how the syllables are going to be broken up. My feeling is that in a final consonant cluster, sk, the s is a lot more prominent. So if we were to keep one consonant, I would keep s. Huask. That said, you have languages, of course, where that's not the case. I'm basically going on flying by the seat of my pants here. We could break it up like Huasuk, but we actually don't have Huasuk. Yeah, I don't know. I like Huaska better if we're going to epithesize something. Just breaking up that ska cluster, I'd rather not do. I can't express why. Not because it's a secret, because my brain is turning off at the end of the day. Huaska. So it would be something like Huaska Mafaya. Huaska Mafaya. And because they are particular, La Huasca Malafaya. And so that would be the name of the fable in Salal Salah. But I think it is now quite clear that my brain is nearing the off position. So why don't I let's call it a video there. YouTube, thank you so much for joining us all today. We have had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun. I mean, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but I've had a lot of fun. And this language is Salal Salah, which I know the name of, I promise, is turning out pretty cool. So I'm going to use one of these little sign-offs that chat innovated. Until next time, remember to stay limber And may the chickens not devour you. I want to give a positive message. Okay. I kept talking, so I have to do another one. So this is Kalangori, schwanning off. That sounds rude. Okay, I'm going to do another one. Come back next time for more spreadsheets.